Hi guys, today I'm gonna do a final conclusion / review of the Asus ROG G15DK with the 5800X from AMD and the 3070 RTX. So basically, as you can see right now, since the first video that I'm gonna link down below, I changed a couple of things. A lot of people have been asking questions about this case. I'm gonna start straight off by saying the negative things. The first negative thing is the case itself. I would say it's fairly small and compact, which can be a good thing or bad thing depending on what you're doing. Actually, some people have limited space, so it's kind of what they have to work with. Me, I don't. I just wanted to make it work with this case, even though I have another one, and I just wanted to like make it work basically with it. Then see what happens. If it wasn't really an option, I would have like changed to my my other case I have, which is a really good one, but it's made for water cooling mostly. So here it is. I changed the CPU cooler, as you can see, guys. I'm using the Noctua NHD15, which I did a install video and an unboxing. I kept the original fan because the size of it is kind of strange. I bought a 80 millimeter fan and it was too small for this. And it's not a 120. It's like an in-between somehow. I don't know what it is actually. Besides the fan, I would say the biggest issue about this case is the depth of the case. It's quite narrow, so it doesn't allow this to fit. Actually, I just put the side panel. I'll just take it. Wait a second. I'll just make this. I'll just put it like so. And it just to show you guys, because people were wondering how much space there is. It's pretty much like it goes over by this, like it's probably over 2 inches. So that explains why this case and how this case is really small in terms of narrowness. For the fans, what I ended up doing is I put one up there to pull air inside the case. There's this one to pull air inside the case also for the actual GPU, and that one worked well because the GPU, even though I installed an air cooler, the GPU still runs cooler than it was before. So then when I had the air, not the air, but the water cooling AIO from MSI, the water cooler from MSI was there. It ended up failing for some reason, and this one is pushing outside. This one, I had to use splitters, of course, because the motherboard only comes with 2 fan headers, which is another issue with this case. Having 2 fan headers is just fine if you're not doing some kind of setup, what I did basically. But yeah, if you're using more fans for your air cooling system, or just to air up the case, which you kind of need to do to some extent, I would suggest someone with this case remove the plate. There's a plate over there normally. To remove it, you need to go from the front, and once you did that, put a fan here. That should be like the minimum thing you should do. But other than that, how it came stock, I would say it's a good PC in terms of performance. The only issue I had with the stock version is the one stick of 16 gig RAMs. It's always better to run dual channel with this AMD platform, and just in general anyway. So that's something I would suggest doing right away, which I did a video about it in the follow-up of the unboxing. Besides that, I would say the PC has been running really fine. I've been editing video constantly with it and really testing it out, and nothing really gave up or gave me a sign of a potential issue. The NVMe that came with it was still works fine and performs well. There's another NVMe slot that is taken by the Wi-Fi card. It's under the GPU, so you can technically put another NVMe drive at this spot from what I read. And there's also slots for 4 SATA plugs, so 4 drives plus the 2 M.2 slots. So that's good. At least there's some potential for storage. The issue is that there's no real spot for it, so I just put them inside this this part of the case where the PSU is. It's kind of tight, but even though they're not secured, it's not like I'm moving this case around all the time, so it's not a big issue. About this one in black, just to fit the case, everything's black pretty much. The software it comes with is kind of bad. The Armory crate. Besides that, there's not much bloatware on this PC when you buy it from the get-go. It's really straightforward. It looks decent. It's kind of practical with the handle. Just sad that there's no like proper way to mount anything. So let's see what I use for those fans. I use Gentle Typhoons, by the way. These fans are pretty rare, I think, now, and expensive, but I had them a long time ago, and I keep using them. I use the Gentle Typhoon up there also, and this one's the stock one, like I said. Gentle Typhoons are 120 millimeters. The GPU has been performing really well. Temperature wise, now with 1.1 volt at 4.2 gigahertz, I get like the maximum I saw for the CPU was I think 52 degrees under like big loads, and the GPU is getting between 65 to 70 degrees with 90% fan usage speed when I'm gaming. For connections behind the GPUs, like you would expect, multiple HDMIs and display ports. The USBs are not really, there's not many. Like normally on this platform, if you bought a custom motherboard, you would get a shitload of USBs. But it's doable. I can plug everything I need. And for most people it will work. The motherboard itself, a lot of people have been asking what motherboard it is, but when they sell pre-builds like this, they don't actually sell a motherboard that you can buy separately normally, unless it's a really expensive case, a pre-build I mean. Then they would put like one of their actual motherboards. This is probably a variant from their series. They probably just removed a couple of things. From what I saw, it's pretty much the case. It's a bit smaller also, but but it seems to be able to handle everything just fine. The only issue I had with the RAM, because I bought 2 sticks of 16 gigs of Corsair Vengeance, and they're 3200 megahertz, and sometimes they were, when I first installed them, it was kind of hard to like make them work. I had to like reset the PC a couple of times, remove the battery, and then started with one stick, started with another, just like play with it a bit, and it ended up working. And once it works all the time. It's okay. It just needed to be reset maybe for the profiles for the RAM. Besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and this final conclusion, I would say it's if you get it for like me personally, I paid 2,500 Canadian, so that's probably like $2,000 US, $2,200, something like this. If you pay that price, I think it's worth for the components. The graphics card is dual fan, and it runs really well. It stays cool and looks like a factory one. So, no, you like getting this. I didn't get scammed, so that's a good thing. And the CPU cooler it came with was it was fine if you disable PBO, the boosting feature, and like do some reasonable settings with it. Of course, it won't be for overclocking. Even my setup is for overclocking. It can do it, but it's not an actual motherboard with the VRMs to do it. I think. It's not needed anyway. This CPU is really powerful anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Check the descriptions for other videos I made about this case. I'm gonna also make a shorts video for YouTube, because those get a lot of views. And I also recommend checking out my membership I got going on with subscriptions, different perks. And thank you for watching. See you next time, guys. Peace.